SoundHound stock is down about 2% this morning, while the rest of our portfolio, including Tesla and Google, is up just about 1.5% so far today. While the longer term perspective can look very bullish, we do see corrections take place in smaller moves on the way there. But today we are down. It's down to this support level on this trade. Portfolio is holding positive thanks to Tesla and some other movements. Google was up today again about 8% after basically some news that they are not going to have to sell off Google Chrome. So that didn't pass, and they are good. So that's why their stock's doing so well. But you do see a SoundHound sell off. So we are in it right now, and I have a stop really at 1285. I think the reasoning why we entered a trade this morning for a 10 to 15% margin, really the stop is about 1295. And that's kind of what we're looking for here. So when it comes down to SoundHounds, the move that we see take place, kind of hard to see with all the drawings and stuff. But basically, this thing has been, if we take a year-long look, it's had a nice surge. When we started covering it around $4 or $5 a share, we saw it surge to 24. I haven't covered it much recently, but we've seen this market cap build pretty consistently up here. And then today we're looking for it to potentially continue. It pulled back and it dipped down at market open. We bought at market open after a pretty substantial dip, and then it still is dipping down so far. And so in this trade, margins for profit, relatively small position, but we were looking for about $500, $300 to $700 profit. And right now it's we're down about 165. It's still holding true to its overall trend, and it has pulled down more than we'd like. And now we're kind of teetering on patience versus process. If patience is going to get us through this and we're going to see a recovery, excellent. If we start to see it drop even further and break pattern further down below, let's say 1285, then at that point process kicks in and we will lock in our loss there. And it's okay because, again, we're going for much more margins for profit. And I would rather have our long-term position secure and not risk a ton of downside and be able to capitalize on upsides that are greater than our stops than potentially hold on to this thing and see it sell back down to that support around $11 a share. So that's what's going on with it right now. So why do we have long-term positions, and why are we covering it in general with SoundHound? The market cap could be a little bit high, and that's something to consider. The financials have seen that market cap build up to 5.2 billion, but their balance sheet is only showing about 579 million on their balance sheet. So what does that mean? They could be trading a little bit high right now, and the revenue has been increasing, but they've had positive net income in 2025 so far, but overall they haven't seen massive growth in revenue, just about $42 million a quarter. So why is that good? Well, 42 million in the quarter, revenue's up 217% year over year, and they focus specifically on voice AI solutions for companies like Kia, Hyundai. So inside of the car, the AI voice, they work with restaurants and even AI agents for person care, even IT for different banks and stuff. You can see that the SoundHound voice AI is at different restaurants or fast food places where you go through and they take your order, which saves a lot of time for people. And the partners they have here are pretty big, including NVIDIA. But with that development, we see their revenue increase as they expand their AI voice. There is kind of a few phases of AI. The first has been the large language models. The large language models have been a big key. And then after developing more of the ChatGPT type of chats, then we see voice kick in. Voice is a big movement, as well as robotics that we're seeing kick in with autonomous vehicles and drones and even warehousing. A good one is like Target and Walmart with Symbotic stock, as we went over our top 5 robotics companies recently. But voice is a big one. It could save time for a lot of organizations. A lot of businesses could save time by having AI take the order rather than someone trying to take an order while they're also doing something else. And so, what we see with the financials, increased revenue, but still trading a high for where their current uh, balance sheet and income is at. So their market cap's a little high. And of course, we'd love to see sentiment increase, but we're just about 4 cents away from cutting stop on this stock here that we're trading. So when it comes to the losses and the wins, I want to show you guys both. Yesterday, we had a great trade over on APLD stock. We ended up making about 5%, and it was profitable. Today, we're down about 2.5% on this stock, SoundHound, and we'll probably not go down. We're not going to go down any further than that. And potentially we see a recovery throughout the day and into the rest of this week. And we get this pattern continuation of something like this over the next few days. And that's kind of what we would hope with SoundHound, but being so close to where we would manage our risk in the process, potentially we won't be there to see it and somebody else will take on that risk from here. So that's the update for SoundHound. The other thing to realize is they recently partnered with a company that provides solutions and tech for McDonald's. So with over 25,000 drive-through installations worldwide, this company powers customer experiences for McDonald's, Dunkin'. The company supports over 80,000 deployments of their technology globally, including kiosks, self-checkout, click and collect systems. And SoundHound recently partnered with them. And it's possible, I don't know if it's going to play out this way, but some of the speculation, and this is not anything we have right now, while they did have a record revenue in the last quarter, and that's great, the problem too is, can they continue to grow? And we see them get some good growth. They partnered with Jeep recently, just in the last week or so, and some other companies in the automotive industry. But can they get this McDonald's partnership? If they get this McDonald's partnership, potentially deploy at the drive-thrus at McDonald's. I mean, McDonald's is what, a $250 billion company or something like that. So when it comes to that value to the marketplace, that would obviously put them into a deal that would probably be well over $100 million, most likely, for their revenue, which would put them into $150 million in the quarter, and their valuations would start to look totally fine, and they probably continue some of this market cap build. But as of now, at $12.89, just 4 cents away from where we could potentially cut stops here. That's how it looks. So long term, I continue to hold. We have some long-term positions in our Charles Schwab. Short term, this is the trade we're in right now. And if you ever want to get a better idea, you might say, well, I don't want to take advice from you because look, you're losing this trade. One thing that has helped us be able to grow our portfolio despite losing many trades, is this stock profit calculator. I use it quite often. And basically, whatever our margin for profit is, it adjusts to basically a 1-to-5 risk ratio. And so I set my stop losses oftentimes right in that risk ratio for what I'm going for. So I can afford to lose more trades than I win and still be profitable as an investor. This is the thing you'll want to watch, is that 1285 support. And if you're in SoundHound right now in a short-term position, that's what we watch. The longer term, in my eyes, in the next 5 years, they look good. In the shorter term, they have had this downtrend towards the end of August. Then they consolidated, which is indication of a reversal before. So going from left to right before making this recovery. So now they've started to recover, and we'll see how they can hold this level, if they can continue that trend right now. If you are trying to unlock more opportunities in the market, we just recently launched the machine. If you missed that release of the machine here, we just added the Grok analysis. So I can now get Grok to do my analysis for different companies and get projections along with why the company is projected to go in that direction, along with OpenAI is there as well. So with this, we're just excitingly announcing that this is going to be rolling into the new iteration of StockMates. So StockMates is where we go trading live every morning. We just wrapped up our live session a few moments ago. And if you ever want to tune on in, we have our live trading every morning. Let's see. And if you ever want to tune on in, And if you ever want to tune on in, we have our live trading every morning. I'm about to drop a link here for Christian on SoundHound. He was talking about it here, and we'll have analysis for him. Awesome. But also, we got the earnings and the targets for the week. If you ever want those, next live trading's happening in 19 hours. And you have even a 7-day pass. If you want to go tune on in, tap into some of these live sessions along with some of the new machine that we're rolling out, then again, it's going to be the second link below. The first link is for the trade profit calculator, totally free. I put together this software. You can go ahead and use as much as you want because it's code, and you can just use it as a calculator if you'd like. And then for Stockmate live trading, along with our early bird offer for the new release of Stockmate, then you can go to the second link in the description below for the daily live trading. Now, we're here in Albuquerque. I'll be here for the next few days. You can see the Midwestern background. This is how it is at Grandma's house as we're visiting here for a quantum computing conference. So really excited to not only see family, but also get the chance to go to this quantum conference. So I'll get some updates on some quantum computing stocks for you here over the next few days. If you have any questions about SoundHound, other AI companies, data center companies, or quantum, make sure to comment your thoughts down below so I can make sure to cover it in the next few days. If I earned your thumbs up, hit the like button. Do consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.